Tommy Boy. Today on 43 North, we will talk about black history. Wait a minute, let me rephrase that. We will talk about history, a history that we was programmed and taught to believe was real. I'm here with Brain Food Stu. And not only are you gonna mind fuck the out of you, he gonna give you some real insight on the research that he done on who we are as a people. Brain Food Stu, what does it mean to be a black man?
Black. I don't really like the word black. It doesn't really claim anything, man. But a color. It claims description of an item. I don't want to be an item. I don't want to be the description of an item. Black doesn't really mean nothing to me.
How do you describe yourself?
I would describe myself high cheekbones, copper color, sounds like a native. I would consider myself native. Those are my features and the features of my brothers and sisters.
You're a native of what country?
Oh, I'm native of America. Definitely.
Brain Food Stu, what does 40 acres and a mule mean to you?
40 acres and a mule, man. I would have to say the first time that even got spoken into history was in the late 1800s, mid 1900s. And it was basically, I would have to say an agreement, a promise, basically, to the people of that land, the darker skinned people of that land, should I say, to promise them after the slavery, after the servitude that they have served for more than 300 to 400 years, here's your just due. Not your promise, but your just due. That's what I get out of 40 acres and a mule. And we don't have land to claim that. We do not have the means to claim it because we claim color and not the land. See, these people, and what I mean by these people, the people in history or the people that get to win to tell our story, literally tells us that we can get something by the hard work and American dream. We did that. We did that. So after the peace treaty has been washed down, watered down, and ripped up, I'm still looking for my 40 acres and a mule.
Stu, do you believe we're identified by having capital letters on our social security cards and on our bills, on our things the government control? Is that a way to categorize us?
Yes and no. So the census in 1790 was a good idea by President George Washington. He just wanted to see how many people that he had to feed because he was our leader at the time. He wanted to see how many people to feed. So it was a good idea, but it literally was a systematic racist thing to pinpoint where to move people, how to move them, and how many were left just in case they were your enemy. So,
will we ever be free of the people until we get rid of our last names and get rid of these street names?
Last name and street names is a start, but that's just a physical aspect of it. It all starts psychologically, especially after physical slavery stopped. They put those images in there to promote fear and promote that you would never get to this top. You would get killed anytime you want to be a leader, free thinker. And that's just how I feel about it.
I'm still with Brain Food Stu. What is history?
History. History to me does not start with slavery, then end with slavery. It definitely doesn't start in the dynasty of Egypt. It goes back a millennia. But if I want to pinpoint, I would say from 1492 to 1865 should be the areas that we should focus on. Focusing on that really depicts the time that we got called, the evolution of being called color to black, to African American. We all know that African American term came in 1980 by Jesse Jackson, so it was one of ours. Let's not talk about that one. You know, that was after the indoctrination, after the residue of slavery. So of course we're going to accept the word nigger. We're going to accept the word African American because we are literally brainwashed to it. It's a residue of slavery. But let's talk about the times during slavery. 1492 to 1865, the presidencies, the natives that got wiped out the treaties by the natives or from the natives, how the Constitution of the United States even came to be. That's what I think about when I hear history. That's my history, at least.
Also on 43 North today, we will have a special report from Ashley. Ashley was going to give you a piece of history she believes that's full of crap.
Okay, so hello, I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to give you a little information about some of the things that we were taught as kids. A lot of us have been taught a 9-to-5 mentality, and basically what that is, we're taught to go to school as kids. We're taught to go to elementary school, middle school, high school. We're taught to graduate high school, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on college, and graduate college to build another man's dream. Some of us take out $250,000 worth of loans, and we're only making $70,000 a year. That's keeping us trapped in that mentality. A lot of us are putting so much energy into building somebody else's dream that we kind of forget what we're capable of, and that we can actually be starting our own businesses. They've pretty much taken the mindset off of the plantation and put it into schools, into businesses, into churches, and they're using us to do it. A lot of these ideas that are consistently keeping these companies running are coming from us. So we go into these board meetings, we give them our ideas, they build their company, and we stay stuck in that same position. It's a trap, and it's what's keeping us at the bottom of the totem pole.